Put me on the camera. Put me on the camera. Hey, look. So what if next time you're sitting down with your therapist and you're like, I've just been feeling really down, and for 2 or 3 years now I've been depressed. Your therapist is just like, have you tried this yet? And he just goes like,
have you checked this?
Right. We good? But it was great. It's like,
were drugs involved?
yes. Indeed. Okay, let's hop into this. Okay, so.
Can I vape on here? Or?
Yeah, for sure. We're about to kick off the first round ever of Guru or Poopoo. This segment of the show is what we're kicking off every episode with, because despite the exact topic we're discussing today, be that are you insecure or are you driven, there is still a plethora of information circulating the World Wide Web about whether or not you should follow the advice of people on Instagram or people on YouTube or not. So we're doing you the hard work of going through these videos as a group and voting Guru or Poopoos. Let's start off this segment 1, and let's see the first video. This motherfucker. Jesus. Coming at you live. Liver King. What do you? This guy is just right off the bat.
Just right off the bat, I already know.
It's just not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He literally says he sleeps on like wood.
Yeah.
A plank.
All right, Liver King, first video. Mr. Liver King, see what you got to say.
Without, you don't have to commit to a workout. You don't have to commit to eating a certain way. You don't have to sleep better. You don't have to ground. You don't even have to bond or get sun. You can take a capsule full of liver, and once you start taking a couple of capsules full of liver, and I just want to be really clear on this, I unequivocally want people to go to the butcher.
That it?
I think we got enough information.
All right, yeah, I think we got enough information
what
too.
You think? Bullshit.
I already right off the bat. You are what you eat. So that man is a fucking walking liver.
Liver.
You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have
to sleep. You ain't got to sunbathe.
I don't even think we need to discuss this one.
This is difficult
water,
because I know I've watched other videos of his.
And what?
So, like, have you seen the video of him talking about his ab implants?
I was literally just
he has
about
ab
to
implants?
say.
Yeah, he's like, they're $10K a piece. I'm walking around with 100 grand, but anybody can have abs. You just go buy them.
Yeah.
Ah.
Black Legos for a stomach.
Yeah.
So, Liver King, if you're not familiar with Liver King, is a fitness influencer in the health space, and has took the world by storm by telling people that they should eat raw animals all the time, and they will. I don't know what's the outcome. Look like him?
I guess with the extra 10K in your back pocket.
Extra 10K in your back
Yeah,
pocket.
yeah. You won't be out 100 grand.
Look, I don't even think this is. We can just go ahead and vote on this one.
Poopoo.
Christian Lane.
Yeah. Ass Factory.
Ass Factory.
Yep. Poopoo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Poopoo too. Definitely, it's definitely Poopoo.
Just to beat the curve, I'll go Guru.
Heck yeah.
Next video. What we got?
For starters here.
Find out.
We can find. Today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out.
Well, go ahead.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that
7.
level on my graph,
That's
and I
intense.
come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find.
What does he keep cutting it for? I mean, I think we can go off the gist of this one though, regardless.
I mean, you fuck around and you
You
find out.
find out. It just depends on how much you want.
I think this is such a subtle genius.
Do we have extra pad and pen over there? We can
No.
Just play that one more time. I'd like to get some notes. Can.
All right.
That's
As simple as it is,
Yeah.
as simple as it is, this guy's it's
a genius.
guru. Yeah, it's a genius.
oh, absolutely. You fuck around, you find out.
Nicholas, what do you think?
5 out of 5 Guru.
Yeah,
Fuck around, find out.
This guy's
Oh,
brilliant. I mean, one look at him and you know he's brilliant.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to this one.
All right, so your total's gonna be $4,000.
Well, I want 10,000 off.
Well, sir, that's just not possible. It's a $4,000 car.
He doesn't know that I know this. I have a gun.
Oh, that's guru.
Genius.
That's guru.
That's if you hate salesmen, that is a tactic you will win every single time with a salesman.
It's
Every
so funny
time.
because that's always the line that they do. They turn around and they're like, he doesn't know that I know.
Yeah.
I have a gun.
This is a parody from. Have y'all seen the self-defense videos on Instagram where he's like, "This is how you protect yourself from someone that has a gun," and then
he ends up in heaven.
and he's like, he doesn't know that I know this, but I have a gun.
Or like the seatbelt one when they're choking you with the seatbelt. Dude, like, yeah.
Oh wait, so that one is. What are we saying on that one?
5 out of 5.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna say. I mean, yeah. Obviously it's a guru, but
obviously it's just a great video.
it's just a great video. I'm gonna say not.
could
a guru.
try it.
I'm gonna say not guru,
I'm not gonna say don't
but
try
I'm gonna
it.
say funny as hell.
You could definitely try it if you want to.
Is it advice you should follow? No. So it's a guru? No, it's not guru.
Well,
for
everybody's
yourself.
got their own opinion.
All right. I'm going Poopoo on that one.
I'm going guru.
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 A little half and half.
Well, half and half. It's worth a laugh. It's not the best advice. I got a gun. You don't want to go around screaming that all day. But
Certain situations.
certain situations, if you got to, you got it in your back pocket.
Duty calls.
All right, looks like we got a little half. That's a half seat right down the middle on that one.
Halves.
All right, next one. This one's mine. This one I think is a good one.
I think one of the most destructive practices of your generation is that you value your own thoughts way too much.
It's Francis Chan.
When God says, my thoughts aren't the same as yours. And you want to look inside and you want to tell everyone else what you've been thinking and what you've been feeling, rather than opening up the Word of God and saying, these truths are way beyond mine.
All right, so this is this is a pretty serious note with this clip. This is Francis Chan. He is one of the most well-known speakers, preachers, authors in the Christian community. All three of us grew up Christian, so this is something that specifically I think is interesting, definitely to me and probably to you guys too. But anyways, he's saying, that the biggest mistake that our generation makes, I'm sure he's talking to 20s and 30-year-old people, is that we trust our own thoughts and not the Word of God. I'm curious to know I'm curious to really talk about this and hear what you guys got to say about this. Bring that mic a little closer, homie.
My point of view would be, I agree and disagree at the same time. So, agreeing would be more so in tune with, your thoughts, emotions, kind of how you move through life, and questioning your inner dialogue. My disagreement would be how you move through life, putting questioning have to get done. Your thoughts, emotions, kind of how you move through life would be questioning your inner dialogue. Maybe putting that at your top point of concern, or going through your life based upon exactly how you feel all the time, versus things that have to get done. You find out that you may choose not to complete them because you don't feel like it, or you're insecure or scared, or how you feel that you may choose versus.
As I would say, talking straight to the camera.
Yeah, so I would say there's a fine line in being in tune with your emotions, but also you can't control your every movement based strictly off your emotions. That's kind of what I gathered from the video.
Yeah, I think specifically though, with him saying you can't trust your emotions, you need to trust the Word of God. How about that?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah.
This is 100% the Christian lane that I wrestle with all the time. I'm trying to have any conversation. Oh, definitely both of those.
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's a yes or no. Uh-huh.
It's like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but really, I mean, if not, whatever.
No, I'd say.
I know it's a tough question, too, because it's religious.
Well, I mean, are we talking about Christianity specifically, or are we talking about, your personal...
I think this guy represents anyone who points to a religious book and says, don't follow what you feel and what you think in your direction in life that you're thinking is good for you. Follow what this book tells you to do. and hence my interpretation of this book, which that's the interesting kink about the whole deal, is like it's the preacher telling you what he says you should do.
So off that statement right there alone and what the video's portraying, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I don't agree with that.
No, I mean, I feel like it's going to be different for everybody, though, because some people that are deep into religion, they go by whatever religion they're in, and the words that are written for them in that, they stand by that 100%, you know? But to a certain extent, I feel like there is a need to pay attention to your emotions, but not necessarily prioritize them as, number one. Mm-hmm. Because to a certain extent, we don't necessarily have full control over what our emotions are anyways. So like if you have no control over what's starting, the conversation as far as that goes, the only thing you can do is whatever your reaction is to it.
So the difficult thing, though, like, what about someone saying, like, when you say that, I think emotions, that sounds reactive, right? It's like, if you just follow your emotions, then you end up kind of waywardly chasing the wind and chasing the next high and getting really excited about the next business opportunity and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's really unstable. Isn't that more just maturity, like learning to not, like, because even if you're not so reactive and not so emotional about things, can you still, like, be self-guided and say, like, I've learned to take distance between my emotions, but I'm still the leader of my ship. I'm still the person in charge here, not a book about a God that people believe in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the element to this that it's not like you shouldn't be overly emotional, right? I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be overly emotional because if you do, it's like emotions most of the time are short-lived. They're like, I want to fuck this person now.
There's no structure.
Yeah, I want to go do this now. I want to do this now. And it's like, yeah, but let's talk about your multiple goals at one time, like having a good family and a good success and a good relationship with your best friends and stuff. Like, you have to learn how to curb your emotional responses. But does that mean that you give your power away to this idea of a God? But then I think the ultimate weird part about this whole thing is, like, you're the person who decides to believe in that, so you're still relying on yourself. You know?
Interesting.
The second aspect, too, that you already mentioned is, it's open to personal interpretation. Whether it's the preacher's interpretation, whether it's, you sitting down, you can have, we could all have four different views about reading the same scripture.
Yeah.
Which Christianity, whether it's, the book of Buddhism.
Which Buddhism?
Buddhism.
Yeah.
Which that makes me think it is you.
Yeah.
You're the one deciding it. I think this is poo-poo. I think this is absolute poo-poo. I think this is like one of the weird manipulative power things that really spiritual people who have somewhat of an agenda of sorts, like to promote an organization or promote a certain faith. It's like, you don't need to think for yourself. You need to follow the words that are written in this book that me and your family follow. So I think poo-poo on this.
I'm going to say poo.
Yeah. Poo.
We got 3 parts poo.
I'm going to say poo because you can't have one or the other. You can choose to have both. You can act with emotions and also have the word of God leading you in your life.
And the word of God can inspire you to decide things.
Exactly.
But you're the decision maker.
Exactly.
It's scary, people who are like, I don't make my decisions like God tells me what to do.
No,
that's
you
how
have
serial
emotions.
killers.
That's
like, not necessarily talking specifically about like Christianity, but like people who don't make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Like someone else, they told me the voices told me to do it. Well, that's why you shot the car salesman.
It's just really weird to be like, this is kind of a tangent, but I think the more we genuinely spend time on this stuff, the better the content for the episodes. Like, I'm going to take time to pray about it and see what God shows me.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
It's like, okay, take time to pray about it and see what you decide. Maybe you're being influenced by something you feel like is an inspiration from like a brand new idea or something that comes into your mind. But you're still the one that decides that thought was from the positive source of life or something that you attribute to God, and you're still the decision maker.
Yeah.
Cool. We got 4 parts poo-poo on Francis Chan. Sorry, Francis. We love you, brother.
Francis.
I think that video is going to go well with.
I've got ladies love me. I've got a big willy. What more could they want? And I've got guns. That's why I'm gangster. Yo, swag. I mean, I've got the muscle.
Braxton before the fame.
I mean, how we feeling about this guy?
I mean, that boy is self-confident. That boy's got the
This
guns.
dude's guru, man.
That
I'm
boy
telling you,
is
this
guru as mess all day.
Yeah.
What more could they want?
Yeah.
I think
Because
I'm on
what
a
more
roll.
could they want?
I think I'm on a roll because both of mine are kind of gurus.
This is guru.
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, let's watch it. We're done.
I've got ladies love me. I've got a big willy. What more could they want?
All right, look, here's what we're thinking. So, if you have a son, do you want him
Yes.
to feel like this?
I've got ladies love me. I've got a big willy. What more could they want? And I've got guns. That's why I'm gangster.
I'm gangster.
Yo, swag.
Swag. He does lose me a little bit towards the end when it's like gangster swag, yo, like throwing up finger guns and stuff. It's like, that was a little bit out of left field.
See,
Well, let's not take exactly what he's saying. Let's
It's
just
the
take the
energy.
energy. Exactly. It's
so
the entire.
The energy is on point, but if we're talking specifically like the child that I'm about to have,
You just don't
he
want
can
gay
do that
son.
in private. Do not do that in public.
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, speak for yourself.
I'll
you know,
punch you in the face.
You know,
Do not say that in front of me.
so if your son came up to you and said that, you're feeling intimidated at this point. You're like,
Oh.
this guy's the big dick right now.
Big Willie.
He said Big Willie.
What
Yeah,
part,
what was he slapping, bro?
you know what I'm saying? There's a part of you that, you know, your son comes up to you and he goes, you know, yo, dad.
I've got a big willy. What more could they want?
And you're fighting?
No, I mean I know where I'm at. I'm good.
How do you feel like you measure up to this
It's
guy?
just
honestly?
like don't say that in front of me.
how
don't.
you feel like you measure up with this guy right here?
Why is this about me right now?
I'm just asking.
Why?
Look at him.
It's because I'm the smallest one
No, just look
out
at
of the
him.
three of us.
No,
Is that what's going on
Just
here?
look at the guy. Look at the
Four
guy.
of us.
Bro, if my
Yeah,
son
okay,
comes
yeah,
up
right,
and
yeah.
says this, I'm dapping him up on the spot.
On the
Fuck
spot.
him, right?
On the
My
spot.
boy, Yeah.
Yeah, this is 100%. I
You
mean,
attack your entire day with that energy.
again, it's funny. It's a funny clip.
Confidence is key.
Confidence is so key. This guy's gonna get fucked though. Like this,
That's what I'm saying.
this is not good confidence. He is happy, but in the direction for a roll to hurt.
He is in his home where he is comfortable.
Yo, Monster
saying
Energy
this.
05. We love you, bro. We hope you're doing well. We hope you're still kicking. You know, we hope you didn't take this energy and run right into the biggest guy in the room and get smack fucked.
He
Uh,
fucks. You know
I'm gonna
he
say,
fucks.
I'm gonna say Guru because the energy, but Poopoo for the longevity. This isn't gonna last.
No.
This is I'm half and half like my boy T-Lane.
Poo-poo.
I'm going Guru all day for energy 100%. I feel like this is like an internal dialogue. It's not necessarily as much about, you know, him, his, you know, size, structure, him as a person. It's more internal. And if you can attack every part of your day with that energy, success.
Okay,
See,
but here,
but that's exactly what I was saying.
yeah.
But y'all are like, nah.
no, we,
but like that's exactly what I
but
said.
It's just less
Yeah,
when you
but-
said it. So like,
oh,
it was just yeah. But
I
when,
get
when Christian said it, it sounded better.
I
So
get
here's the funny thing about this is that if you like this guy, right? I mean, this shot right here is just brilliant. He's got middle fingers up. He didn't give a fuck. What's funny is like if this dude looked like Zac Efron, right? Then we'd be like this arrogant
Is a
motherfucker.
cockhole.
Exactly.
He's a fuckhead.
Absolutely, yeah.
So why do we label this guy as
I
confident?
didn't.
Because you label this guy as confident because you can clearly see
It ain't working for him right now.
he's not he would not be described as like alpha material. So with and nothing against him at all. Like this is no shame in it. He's not alpha material though. So when he's coming with this energy and then you take both of those parts together and imagine as an internal dialect, I'm sure everybody has the, you know, inside emotions of, you know, well, I might not be pretty, but then you look in the mirror and, you know, you're looking okay for the day. So it's like the back and forth internal. If he's alpha and he's saying this, it's total cocko.
All right. Due to time constraints, we're gonna do one more video, or we'll just bust through these videos real quick.
Yeah.
Next one.
Truth is, whether or not you serve
You fuckheads, man. This is a video from me back at the first gym that I opened up. This is like
What we got
2016, 2017.
We were really
I
cracking
still
deep.
remember this night, actually. I'm
Good.
folding towels. It's late at night, and I'm really tired. It ain't
This-
my best day.
I have a preface. This
go.
video, I'm glad you picked the Francis Chan video
Yeah.
because this goes very well with that
Oh,
video.
God. I don't remember what I said.
We said poo-poo about
Can we
that
pre-bid?
one.
Can we pre-bid this video?
We're taking bets.
Yeah. All right, let's pre-bid it.
Yeah, it's Ass Factory all day. Whatever he says next.
It ain't it.
All right, then.
Is this guy driven by insecurity?
We finna find out how much
This
you
is
gonna
the
fuck
same
around.
guy.
I'm gonna say
and
right
find
now.
out.
Do you think this guy's driven by insecurity or driven by the want to be great? What do you think?
Hey,
It's the wannabes. It's the transfer from the insecurity to the wannabes.
hey, it's a little bit of everything. He didn't know. You see that red face? He
Let's
was.
roll this clip. Let's
The truth is, whether or not you serve 1,000 people or you serve 10 people, it's about empowering people, encouraging people, sparking life in them, and hopefully having them do the same for others, so. But I think that applies anywhere in life. I think that applies anywhere in life, whether it's, you chasing a dream, or you chasing a vision, or you focusing on changing your health, or a relationship, or even dealing with depression or anxiety or whatever. Stopping and revamping and going, wait, what's the focus here? Why do I feel this way? What am I thinking about? What am I focusing on? And how do I need to change that? How do I need to revamp that to get myself back on board? Because, man,
Look, I'm gonna say right now, this is a great clip. And this guy, a little bit young, a little bit inexperienced, maybe, but I mean, this dude's beaming with positivity. Before we even get into this, I don't need any more. I don't need any input from anyone else here. This guy's 5-star guru all the way, going places.
The suicide hotline stopped having any calls after this video. You have depression. No depression.
Where's this coming from though? Is this a place of insecurity? Is this?
You got to tell me. Yeah. What was going? Okay, so you said it was a late night. You
was late
towels.
night.
Okay, what's going on?
It was one of those days, man, where you're running your business, and you learned just how much more difficult it's going to be to hit your goals than you thought. I realized at this point that now people were I was losing contracts. I was selling 20 people a month, and I was 20 clients, and the next client I'm at 40, then the next month I'm at 60, then 80, then at the end of the 9 months, now I have to sell 20 to keep the same number, and then I have to sell more than, I sell 21 to gain one client, the churn rate stuff. And I was just like, fucking Christ, man. This is just bullshit. I don't know what else. There was probably some other just small things going on. But this is probably 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been in the gym since 4 a.m., and I'm folding towels, and I'm just exhausted. I sit down and make a video to inspire the people.
Now I fold the towels and have the same thing going on.
Look, on a serious note, it is kind of cool to look back and see, video evidence of thoughts or emotions that, places we came from. Mm-hmm. Maybe the beginning stages of, who we are today, which hopefully in 10, 20 years we can look back at stuff like this and be like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say guru. I think this guy's preaching a positive message. He's saying, hey, how are you feeling? Take time to look at it, step back, and shake off the confusion and ask yourself, is this really how you want to feel about this, or is there a better path? Guru, 100%. Good job, buddy.
You're not talking to your previous.
I'm talking to me, man.
I'm talking to you. Just for that last comment right there, no, it's poo-poo.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's great information, but, that's all I'm going to say.
He's alpha and he's overconfident.
Exactly. He's
the last
and
guy.
he's overconfident.
Hey, this guy's
Fuck that guy.
Yo, this guy's got that. What more could they want, baby?
Poopoo.
Poo-poo?
Poopoo,
What the
bro.
fuck? Why is it poo-poo? This guy's...
He is never having us back on again.
This guy's great. All right, Icarus.
Uh-oh.
I got you. It's guru.
Appreciate it. It's
But
a good video.
the depression.
The depression line.
Hey, wait.
that.
Put me on the camera. Put me on the camera. Hey, look. So what if next time you're sitting down with your therapist and you're like, I've just been feeling really down, and for 2 or 3 years now I've been depressed. Your therapist is just like, have you tried this yet? And he just goes like,
Have you checked this?
What's the focus?
yeah, what's the focus? All right, next video.
The world needs more motherfuckers. Needs more of us. Needs more people that are willing to do hard shit over and over and over and over again. And less people that bitch, complain, and chase nothingness. Because in life, you're going to need to be able to stand up and do some pretty wild shit.
I think this is actually a really good clip. I'll pause it real quick. I think it's a really interesting clip because this is a particular type of person, particular type of persona that you see on social media a lot, like the Andy Frisellas. What's this guy's name?
Seth Feroce.
Seth Feroce. It's really hard stay hard, David Goggins, that kind of personality. I think this is interesting, so let's pay attention to this one.
The world needs more motherfuckers. Needs more of us. Needs more people that are willing to do hard shit over and over and over and over again. And less people that bitch, complain, and chase nothingness. Because in life, you're gonna need to be able to stand up and do some pretty wild shit. Some hard shit, even when you don't want to. And whenever you have one hell of a fucking stressful day, longer than you anticipated, more bumps in it than you anticipated, obstacles or just conversations you didn't really want, this turns into a release.
The workout turns into a release, I think he says.
Yeah.
Guru. 1000%.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I feel like no matter who you are, or if you're more that energy consistently, or if you are more on the passive side, I think everybody has a bad day. Everybody goes through a speed bump or struggles, and I think if you can cultivate or develop that
resilience he's talking about.
Resilience, yeah. I mean, you're a step ahead of people that don't, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think having that mentality and that, like, building that, because that's not something that everybody has, and most people aren't even born with that attitude towards, like, attacking life.
Yeah.
You know? So being able to build that muscle, because that's more of a mental muscle, really.
Being resilient. Yeah.
Being able to be like, okay, today I had so much stuff go on, and literally I cannot stop having quote unquote bad things happen today. Being able to continue on and be like, okay, well, I made it through today and tomorrow's going to be better. Like, having that attitude and being able to just push can take you so far.
It's really valuable.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, having that attitude is great, but not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to have that attitude all day, every day. Like, let's go crush this and kill it. Like, it's good, but being able to channel it when needed, that's...
Yeah, it's a great tool. It's a very heavy personality to maintain.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very, at least from my experience, a calloused personality and sensitive, like, to the different emotions of life and being moved by dissatisfaction. Like, this isn't really good. I don't enjoy this. This boss sucks. This is painful. This is difficult. Maybe I could change my situation and get out of it. Some people like the difficulty of life. It hardens them further. So it kind of perpetuates this funny, like, circumstance that's shitty. I don't know. That's my experience with it. But I do think, like, just like you said, the ability to turn on a really strong, aggressive, like you said, we need more motherfuckers. Like, you can't get something out. Like, you can't get a fucking splinter out of your foot. It's a motherfucker. It stays in there. It's resilient. It's not moving. I think it's a good point. I'm going to say guru on this guy.
Yeah, same.
Guru.
Same.
All right, so today's episode is specifically about this idea of, do you work hard because you are driven to make a better life for yourself, for your family, or do you work really hard because you're deeply insecure, or you feel like you really need the approval of other people and your work or your accomplishments are your means of getting that? Sorry, good.
I was just gonna say, I think there's a combination. For me, at least, I'll speak as personal. I feel like to a point, having that driven mentality, or you're born with it. I feel like at some point being driven to just go do something and accomplish. Because not everybody. I mean, there's proof. Not everybody has that. They want to go do something amazing. I feel like not everybody does. I feel like it can be built, but having something within you that drives you and pushes you, that has nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah.
You definitely have an advantage whenever it comes to, like, being able to push and pursue and like eventually accomplish whatever the goal is. But for me also, I feel like having that need for approval can also help push as well. But there's a fine line on that side of it too, because leaning on that too much can get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I just feel like it's such a I just feel like it's a difficult it's a difficult thing to wake up to realize that you're working so hard because you want people to think you're the man, and because you don't think you're the man, and because you've never felt like the man, and you never felt like you were good enough, and your relationships don't work, or your mom and dad didn't give you the attention you felt like you needed, and so now, I know people, and I think we all know people that you hang around them, and it feels like their entire persona is something demonstrating to you how they're better, like how they're good enough, and how
they're just trying to get a reaction, like get you to pay attention for the approval.
Yeah, like
so how many times do you actually stop and question your own thoughts or motives, as far as if you're acting a certain way? How often do you question, is this from a place of insecurity, or is this because I'm driven, or am desiring to go and be blah blah blah?
Yeah, what do you think, maybe even about yourself? How much are you driven by insecurity? I'm happy to talk about this too.
Yeah. So let me just say, back to the first question. I think it all starts from a place of insecurity, or looking for acceptance. And
like any work starts from insecurity.
Yeah, I think really anything you do. I'm not gonna say anything. I think most of the time, of course, you got hobbies and stuff like that, but even you could break those down. I mean,
you got inspiration and desperation. Like, you have two different options. Either you're inspired to do something, I'm going to learn how trains work, and I'm going to build one, or I'll build a business or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you have I need to be recognized. I need to feel good about myself so people can big dick me in public.
Initially, mine was definitely, even who I am as a person was kind of developed out of maybe insecurity, or not necessarily the need for approval, probably more so insecurity, for the fact of, am I going to be able to achieve blank one day? Am I going to be a good father one day? Am I going to, be able to provide for a family fully? And then that kind of morphed me to the paths that I've taken. And along that journey, I've realized it's more about, more about the journey in itself, and more about why I'm doing it. Actually asking myself, why am I getting up every morning and doing things that I hate, or they're very difficult, stuff like that. And that's kind of helped move me to self-purpose driven versus driven by an insecurity or people's approval.
Can you talk about that? Being driven by a self-purpose, by leaning into why am I getting up early in the morning? If it's not a method to make me feel good about myself anymore, if I feel like I've healed, because I feel like the more I heal, the less I need to do things, the less I need desperately to be successful, and then there's space for some type of personal values that are I work hard and I don't give up, and I try to find solutions. What have you found as you've felt like you've sunk more into a personal purpose-driven work instead of being needed to feel better about insecurities?
So I found, let's take waking up earlier. I found that by doing those type of actions, stuff that I would naturally not really want to do, drives me, and it keeps me more in a go-getter mentality throughout the day, versus I feel like it just keeps me rolling. Instead of waking up to maybe impress somebody or just have the conversation
like
of,
I'm a
I was up at 4:30 a.m. You know what I mean?
I've been up
What
since
the
4
fuck you
a.m.,
doing?
baby.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, I've been up since early.
That's exactly the difference.
Yeah.
Where you're one thing, you're getting up in the morning early because you feel like that's making you cool, and you feel like that's how people want you to be, and you feel like it makes you like a badass. I'm early up in the morning, I'm grinding.
Yeah.
And I feel almost better than you because I'm doing it.
Well, I've got a perfect example. Me and Tish have been hitting the gym recently.
You guys been doing workouts and stuff?
3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, in the mornings.
And we've been busting it out at 5:30
a.m.
Yeah. I mean, the grungiest of times.
It's
to be
real
at the
dirty.
gym.
It's way early.
The dirty 30.
Yeah.
And
Is
it's
it 30
not,
minutes of working out?
It depends on how we feel.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. But I mean, the fact is we're up and moving, and we're there.
Yeah.
And one, it's been great to get back in the gym. Two, it's not at all from a place of, bragging or boasting or even trying to become a, meathead or gym rat. That's literally the only block of time in my day that I can do that. You know, if I don't get up and go in the morning, I'm not going to go.
Yep.
By the time I have an entire work day and deal with, you know, my regular work day, getting home, maybe taking care of some stuff around the house, spending time with Bailey, you know.
Why do you do it if it's not to be? Why do you do it if it's not to be the meathead and the big dick in the gym?
Why do I work out?
Yeah. Why do you do it?
I feel like it keeps me motivated. It's always great, you know, getting out of the shower, feeling, you know, some rigidness come back to you, starting to, you know, shoulders starting to pop a little bit, arms starting to pop out. You know, that always makes you feel good. And
Confidence.
It's confidence, and it's more so about the health. You know,
Feel good.
Yeah, feel good. Just the ability to know that if shit pops off, you're gonna be able to react, or at least defend yourself, or at least you know, take care of the issue at hand.
Then even into business, because we all run our own businesses or have run our own business at some point in time. That is another thing too, where I feel like I've recently I've gotten to a place where I work on my business and do the things my business needs to, because it's the thing that is most responsible, and it's the thing that makes the most, like, it's the most responsible thing, and it's the thing that's the challenge that lays in front of me. It's the thing that I have to do. Like, why should I go and question the purpose of my life, the meaning of my life, when there's work to be done in front of me that is maybe even destined for me to do? It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that feels a lot different than like trying to work so that I can be Elon Musk, you know, and listen to an audiobook on 2-speed in a Tesla, and you know what I'm saying? You just like start talking about companies and stuff like that. It's like, I want to be someone who works hard. And how do I do that? I work hard.
I think it's interesting because, I mean, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think all of us have that, or have had that mentality that you're just talking about, as far as like, all right, I'm going to go get in the Tesla and listen to something on 2-speed, and we'll go talk about it in front of other people and just feel good about it.
The old Addy Crunch.
Oh, the old, we
Adderall,
up at
drinking Red Bull all the
4:30
time.
and staying up until 1:30 the next
it
day,
was so
popping
that
Addy,
you
trying to
felt
stay up,
good
and
enough.
it's like,
Right.
why?
So many spreadsheets that were wasted.
Why? And literally you can't find one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can find them, but I mean, it's like, why?
Yeah.
You know, just to see us talking about that versus like where we are now, why we do things.
Yeah.
Because a lot has changed between the three of us just over a span of 4 years.
Absolutely.
You know, and whether it be relationships or business, whatever stuff has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So being able to see how we've grown, not only in those aspects, but also like personally, to be able to accommodate like our newfound life,
Yeah.
you know, it's very interesting.
It's really cool to be able to look back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you're about to have a kid.
Yeah, that changes a whole lot.
That's
that
awesome.
I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest things about this conversation and this episode of Let's Keep Talking is talking about the feeling of doing something when it has a purpose versus the feeling of doing something when it's going to pay off one day. Like, you know, you're working hard because that's how you want to hold yourself to that standard. That's the value that you have. Like, I'm going to be a hard worker, so I work hard. At the end of the day, it's done. Like, I did what I was going to do. I did what I meant to do. I got up today and I did the work that I told myself I was going to do. The other route, like when I think back of being 18, 19, 20, 21, eating a bunch of Adderall, drinking Red Bull, driving a Tesla, and nonstop doing business stuff all the time, like, it was all like to get somewhere. It was all to be something. It was all so that one day I could be, you know, me and Christian always say, hey, you think we're going to make it, you know?
We're going to make it one day.
We're going to make it one day or not, you know? And it was all like, it was unfulfilling because the purpose was so far away and it was so gargantuous, the reward that you fantasized about, that it only made sense to eat Adderall and work 24/7 towards it. It almost becomes an addiction type thing, like getting addicted to being something one day instead of like being someone today, and working on being that person by fulfilling values you hold dear to you.
Well, I think you can only like live in that type of lifestyle or mentality for so far, because it's addiction, and then it's, you know, crash and burn. It's burnout.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then you start to question, which might be a great thing, but you start to question, you know, why am I doing this at all? Why am I getting up every single day at 4 a.m.? Why am I going to the gym, or why am I, you know, doing whatever you usually do to obtain the goal that you've set, instead of, you know, backing up a little bit and focusing on the actual day, like you said, or the actual journey, you know, who you are starting to become, and, you know, what you're starting to morph into as you go down that road.
What's funny too is like nowhere ever will you see anybody talking about values, like who you are. You won't see any advertisements to you about values. You won't see any movies about values like that motivate someone by holding true to ideals that you assign to be valuable. Like working hard is valuable. Finding being solution oriented and choosing to be optimistic about situations in your life. Like those are very they are there's no result, like they're an ingredient, like events happen in your life and you apply that ingredient to that situation to change it or to find the way through it. It's not an outcome. It's not like, hey, are you trying to make $25,000 more a month without any work? Swipe up and watch this advertisement or whatever. Like promising an outcome, right? My boy. Promising an outcome. It's hard, and I think I'm proud of us really for the work that we've done to be able to get some perspective on that, to get out of the spider web of this Uber development, personal growth situation where it's more about like jacking off to how cool you're going to be in the future than it is about being a great person, the best you can be today.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. This interview with Brandon Maye is a little bit more talk about this exact topic. Just for time constraints, we got to probably cut it, right? You got to roll off to dinner. Okay, cool. So any closing thoughts before we hop into this clip with Brandon Maye?
I'm just glad to be here, man.
Cool.
Glad to experience and just get to chat with y'all for a little bit.
Yeah,
hanging out like the good old days.
Absolutely. Thanks for thinking about being at Carpe Diem, smoking cigars, and forcing you to show us your profit and loss statements.
That I did not have.
You never had. Cool. So, two things. This clip, we have the full episode with Brandon Maye. Brandon Maye is a really good friend of mine and also a very successful entrepreneur that had very humble beginnings. And if you know him and you know where he's come from and the success he's been able to achieve, you are extremely proud of him, and I'm definitely one of those people. From doing lots of real estate work to starting a couple different businesses on his own to now being able to give back to the community and doing lots of great philanthropic work. He's an awesome dude. I had an awesome conversation with him on October 20th and sat down for about an hour to talk to him about this exact same thing. What drives you? Is it the insecurities and wanting to be the man, or is it values? And we split some really good hairs. So this clip we're about to play is a pearl from that conversation. And if you really like this topic, if you like the conversation, then go back on the podcast, look on October 20th. You can find the episode Driven by Insecurities or Values. So we're going to hop into this clip. And because we can't do these episodes for free, before we hop into the clip, here is a quick word from our sponsor. This episode of Let's Keep Talking is brought to you by the text message your mom sent me last night at 11:45 p.m. You up? ? Yes, what's up ? Come over. I'm home alone. I cannot. Me and your son are close friends. He'll never know. Well, now you know. What is it that drives you in your work? Like, is it because this is kind of the hair I wanted to split with you. Is it about where you're going and what you're trying to achieve? Or is it more about the kind of person that you are and sticking to those values and stuff like never giving up, really?
Wow. So what I like about you is Braxton not going to take that surface deep. Like, he wants you to go in. That's what I like about you. I think it's a combination of both. It's my makeup. It's how I'm created. Like, I'm created to grind. Like, I'm known as a grinder. It's not like I'm doing it for social media. I'm past all those things. It's like that's my DNA to outwork the next man, to outwork my competition, and ultimately outwork myself to get better every single day, 1% better. That's just who I am. So I'm trying to satisfy that inner beast every day.
Yeah, that's the part that I really want to give to the listeners of this episode with Brandon Maye is that competitive drive to improve, to be better, to make it stronger, to see that this machine works better the next day, to create, to innovate. That thing is crushed with comparison. If you compare your success with other people, it zaps the life out of it. Right? I ain't going to be like that. And if it's set on some type of ego thing, I'm going to be the man, or people are going to think I'm the coolest kid on the block and stuff. I've recently started to become really excited and really more so, I'd say, finding a lot of peace and drive, as opposed to like this like super high excited about the future. I've been starting to find more of a peace and drive when I'm focusing on me being better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to be better than someone else. Yeah. Is that something that you have thought about, or no?
Yeah. So what I do is I'm reminded of the Kentucky Derby, and you watch those thoroughbred horses and the way that they run. And one thing I noticed about them is they got blinders on. They can't see anything on the side.
That's a great point.
They're always looking forward.
God damn it. I'm so glad. Brandon Maye, everybody. We are finishing this episode. That's all we needed to hear. They have blinders on.
They got blinders on.
That's the
point.
point.
So if I want to be a beast, which I think they are beasts, like they're trained to run forward and not sideways or look at other people and compare what other people have going on. Because one thing I noticed when I was speaking at the beginning, like I would get 100 views and I would get discouraged. But then I go see like E.T. or I go see Inky Johnson. They getting like millions of views. And I heard myself talk. And I'm like, man, I'm saying some of the same things. Nothing really changed. And I'm the one that played in front of 100,000 people and conducted people around me. So then I got to the point where I was like down on myself. I was depressed. I was trying to look for ways to get better, but I wasn't getting better. I was just trying to get better at becoming them. I wasn't getting better at becoming myself.
Then you lose the whole point.
You lose the whole point. Why are you living?
Then you go, okay, whatever you believe is up there watching you live, God or something, or a simulation, you go, hey, I just ruined the whole thing.
Exactly.
The whole point of me becoming the best that I could be, because I wanted to shorten that journey because I was afraid to look like a work in progress, I tried to emulate those who were already at the top.
Right.
You want to emulate those who are at the top in terms of the energy that they have, the resilience, the drive, the determination. But you don't want to become a copy of someone who's successful because you need success so badly you're willing to forfeit who you are as a person.
Right.
Like, even the Bible says you gain the whole world, lose your soul.
Exactly.
Right? That's a beautiful piece of wisdom. So you look at Inky Johnson, you look at E.T., right?
Yeah.
And you go, these guys are crushing it in the same domain I am, and I'm good and I'm trying, but I'm not even getting any views, no traction.
Right.
But what? How do you go, but I'm going to keep working on this? Like, what's the thought process there that people could listen to and go, that's a great way to think about it?
So what I did is I stood back, right, for probably 2 or 3 years, and I just watched the guys move. And then I backtracked what they was doing. I extract. That's the good thing about this. You get to extract stuff from people who's already traveled that journey, and you get a chance to take some of the things that they're doing very well and put it to your creativity, put it to yourself. So you authentically yourself using some of the things they use to get to this point.
Yeah.
That's what I do with every single person that I deal with. So it's like, how do you flip this many houses in 2 years? It's because I extract some information from some people. I didn't compare myself.
Yes.
I extract. I took something from them. They gave me something. They gave me some tools that I was able to use with myself. Now my learning curve is shortened. So I don't have to look at it and say, oh, man, E and Inky and these people, they doing it at this level. What about the process? They went through the process. I can't cheat the process.
Yeah.
How many months it take for a person to have a baby? I always get confused. I'll be like 4 months, 6 months, 9. All right, we got it. 9 months.
Brandon knows a lot, but human biology, not that much.
It takes 9 months, right? It's contractions.
Yeah.
It's my little sister right now. She's getting ready to have a baby. She's sick. You take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
She go to the urgent care. She do all these things leading up to that very moment where everybody's in the room and they're like, wow, it's a girl. She's beautiful. She's 3 pounds, this many ounces, all those things,
Usually
right?
more than 3 pounds.
All right, dang.
It's like 7 pounds.
7 pounds. I was like 15 or something. It's like a giant.
I mean, I was 9.5. That's a pretty big baby.
So you look at this thing and you say, you're looking at the baby, but you're not looking at the process. So you start comparing yourself. It's like, bro, that man went through it. Like, he drove to the schools and spoke for free. He drove here.
And then, sorry to interrupt.
No, you good.
But then, too, it's like the fact is you're off. You're thinking about it wrong. You're trying to use this. Like, this is where some Buddhism, some yoga, some, like, mindfulness practice comes into this. That, like, the point of a dance is to do the dance, not to finish the dance.
Right.
You know, and the point of your life, if you really get meditative and introspective about it, it's to live your life.
Right.
And your life looks like your life, not their life, and extract the hell out of strategies that work. I mean, you know, you don't want to rediscover fire. Like, it's done, you know? Like, we already know a lot of things. We are extremely well-educated people. So use that. But that's why I think, man, a lot of times people's drive is about fixing the insecurities inside of them, and that's why they are, as well as I have been, susceptible to quick fixes.
Right.
Susceptible to
Roman noodles. Everybody want Roman noodles.
Roman?
Yeah, somebody would say ramen. Some people say Roma. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on if you're from the South or the North. They want it, just pop it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Bam.
I was like, I mean, yeah, I like ramen. But yeah, they want to pop it, they want to be done with it. And it's not, and that's the thing, man. That's the freaking point, dude. And I hope that who's listening to this can gather this pearl that we're trying to extract from this conversation. That is, it is about the process of what you're doing. And it's not because you're a failure, it's about the process. It's like, oh, well, you know, you may not make it, so enjoy the process. That's cynical. That's not like you're not going to make it, so just enjoy the time. It's that the whole point is to thoroughly be involved in you taking the next step in your journey to be who you're going to be. Exactly. And it might take some self-evaluation. If sometimes some people's process is completely whack because the goal is only meant to ice your insecurity. Exactly. You need to be the man because you feel like a piece of shit and no one respects you. And so you're like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make a lot of money. So that way people can respect me. And then the whole thing is like this perverted attempt at trying to gain love from people instead of expressing excellence, you know? Yo, thanks so much for watching this episode of Let's Keep Talking. If you enjoyed this show, please don't forget to thumbs up the video, drop a comment below, and subscribe for the next episode that we release. See you soon.